for you without caring if anyone else is going to do their work. Yeah. You need to do it for you. Good. When I was going through all of this a while back, and I had to come into my own power, and I had to clear a lot of wounds from my past, it was about my choices. It was about, my happiness, my life. It wasn't about if everybody else was going to do it. That's a distraction. And the ego loves to distract us. It loves to, keep us thinking that, oh, well, why should I do anything if they're not doing it? If you're in a relationship and your spouse isn't being kind to you, well, why should I be kind to them? They're not kind to me. That is never going to serve you. You're going to stay in hell. You're going to stay in the hell that you've created because your egos are both feeding off each other. So if we can really look at that behavior and not go to society for our answers, not go to the external places that we see the misalignment, but start to open our eyes and open our hearts to really feeling alignment and be true to self. If you're 40 years old listening to the show today, if you're 22 years old, if you're 70 years old today, doesn't matter. It's time. It is time to do your work. It is time to clear the wounds and to work with someone that you can trust, or to tune into your angels and ask them to help you on your own. But do the work, because as you do that work, you are going to be a vibrational shift for everyone who comes in contact with you. Your children, your coworkers, if you work with clients, if you, work with your whatever I'm trying to say, your coworkers, your work environment, you're going to be a vibrational shift in the lives of others. And that's what we're ready for. That's what's happening and what each of us has the opportunity to align with. And as we clear the ego from ourselves, everything is going to get more beautiful, more harmonious, and we won't be coming from this needy place anymore. This place of, I'm not good enough. What do I need to do to be good enough? Each of you listening, you are good enough. This is the illusion. You have bought into an illusion, and you have been conditioned to believe you're not good enough. You have been conditioned to believe that you're not worthy. You have been conditioned and programmed to believe that you are bad at your core. Like the essence of religion teaches that we are sinners just for being born. You're a sinner. Well, that sucks. Like, just because I was born, I'm a sinner? Like, wow. It's like, I kind of like to look at it like the slate's clean, and then what we do with it from that point is, our journey is to kind of find the path from that clean slate. But a lot of projections have been placed on us to tell us that the slate's not clean. It's dirty before you even were born, just so you know. And you kind of suck, and you're unworthy, and you need to repent, and you're not good enough, and you need to prove to us why you're good enough, and you need to do all this work. And then one day when you do that work, maybe we'll say you're good enough, and maybe you'll get to go to heaven. Or it could be in your work environment. You're just a peon. You're not anything. And until you prove yourself to us, we're not going to really respect you. And so you need to prove to us why we should respect you. Some people date people like this. You think you're cute and all, but I'm not going to really respect you until you prove to me your loyalty. And people actually go along with this. And sadly, I went along with this crap for a lot of my life. But the thing is we all have a moment when you're tired of that suffering. Your soul is just done with it. And there's a deeper burning desire for truth. Truth will be given. And this is what my mission and my passion and purpose for being is, to awaken as many souls as I can while I'm in this body, and to help them come into their power, to help them know that they are amazing and beautiful and worthy, and that everything you desire, you are worthy of it. And if you weren't worthy of it, why would you desire it? The very fact that you desire is a reflection of your inspired connection. And when we are inspired, we're in spirit. That's spirit touching us. It's spirit saying, yes, this is what we're here to do. This is what we're here to be a part of. And when we listen to that and we trust in it, we create magic and miracles wherever we go. We are an amazing catalyst for change. And when we don't think that highly of ourselves, and we believe in all the projections, all the belief systems that have been put upon us, all the stories we've been told of our not being worthy and that we deserve punishment, then we suffer. And then when we believe in that belief system and we don't question it, we project it on others. We take our innocent children who are happy, sweet souls, and we start to break them down. We start telling them they're not good enough. We start telling them to betray themselves because we betrayed ourselves, so now they better. And then we say it's because we love each other. It's the most insane sickness ever. And I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm really here to expose that part of ourselves so that we can see the truth, we can get in there, pull those splinters out, recognize where they came from, and just know that we will never let them be given to us again because we know that we're beautiful, worthy beings of light, and we all really are. It's just some of us are completely sleepwalking, and we are in this fog, this haze of ego, and we wonder why the world is in the state it's in. So, just something to ponder on the most important aspects of clearing ego, because when you do, you are going to shift the planet. One soul at a time, we are going to shift the planet, shift our society. We will start to have structures that are more in alignment with our economy, our economic situation, our healthcare, our education, government, you name it. It's all going to shift as we shift, as we come into a space of observability and love. We will create structures from love. Right now, we can see the state of the collective consciousness because the state of collective consciousness is mirroring back to you what society is showing you. And that collective is quite insane. So if we are ready to shift into higher vibration and we're ready to clear that, the insanity, meaning that confusion of truth, confusion and chaos are like coding the truth and hiding it. And so if each of us dig down and we seek the truth and we're ready for it, we will clear the haze and the fog, and we will start to shift every structure on this planet. And you just watch. I see it. I'm visualizing it. I'm holding my focus on where we're going, and it's alignment and harmony, and this is what's possible and what we're here to co-create. But we all have to hold our focus there. The quicker we each align and heal ourselves and focus there, we are building another collective consciousness of heightened experience, of love, of peace, of honor. And that is absolutely possible, and many have talked about it, many that we have looked up to, many that were killed for it, that we have seen their power and their influence. This is why they spoke so passionately, because they understood it. And the scared humans, the fearful humans that refuse to shift, that refuse to be in awareness, that cling to their sense of ego and their identity and their need to control others, they will always be threatened by truth. They will always be threatened by that awareness because it threatens the very bubble of illusion they cling to. So don't take it personally if people in your life are angry at your refusing to go with their misalignment. There is this sickness in our society of just following the masses blindly, just going and being a part of a group or an association or a club without even questioning. And I feel that it's so important that we wake up to this inside of ourselves and that we realize we don't need to follow anyone. We don't need to go follow and belong somewhere unless we're an ego. When we're an ego, we have a deep feeling that we need to have acceptance, that we need to belong somewhere, and we'll be put through all kinds of crazy things to belong. Yet when we're in our state of truth and alignment and we're centered, we feel we need to answer to no one. It doesn't mean that we're a troublemaker. It's we're calm, we're centered, we're focused. We understand our worth and we don't need to prove it. We don't need to get anyone else's approval for what we feel. We don't seek anything externally. We know everything that we need will be given, and we know that everything we desire is a part of our higher inspired connection, and we just go with it. We don't need to really try anything. We just trust, we flow, and we co-create. So, man, I was on a roll there. So is there any questions or any comments that you have, Amnon?
No, that was a good answer. Kathy has a question. She said, a few times you mentioned when clients do their work.
Mm-hmm.
She said, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so when I have clients come to me, and there will be higher conscious messages that will come through. For example, one that comes up a lot for clients is that, they need to be gentle with themselves. They need to be mindful of their inner dialogue, their inner thoughts, what they're saying about themselves. And so that's work, because that's going to be consistent awareness of, okay, so Tanya's not talking to me. She worked with me yesterday. Now, okay, today I'm thinking I kind of suck, and I'm thinking I'm not confident, and I don't believe that I can be good at something. And I've got these thoughts going through my mind telling me I'm not good enough. And so am I aware of those thoughts, and I'm catching them, and I'm bringing in higher thoughts, because that was the wisdom, and the message was to catch them and not judge yourself, but just to go, oh, I was just thinking a low vibrational thought. Okay, instead of thinking I suck at this, I'm going to think a new thought. My new thought is, I am getting better and better at this every day. I am more open, I am receptive, and I am getting better every day. And so I just did that. Good. I'm going to write that in my journal. So that would be doing your work. Or it could be, doing some of the exercises that are encouraged, like clearing the heart chakra and writing out a list of people that you need to forgive and that you need to release energetically. If you hear these messages, because I've worked with clients that will come and they're listening, they're writing it down. I say, okay, good luck to you, and let me know if you have any questions. Call me anytime. And then I'll see them like a week later, and they're like glowing and beaming and like, Tanya, oh my God, I can't believe how much has changed. Like, I did everything you said. I went home and I wrote that, and I was, every day at the end of the day, I was writing 5 things I was grateful for, and I was just focused on the positive, and I was clearing out all that stuff that felt heavy, and I feel amazing, and all these miracles have been happening, and I'm just excited when I hear this from clients. Because it shows me they listened to the messages, which means they honored the angels, they honored themselves, they honored me for giving them that assistance, and they are thriving because of it. Now, a client that doesn't listen, they come in and they're like, okay, that was kind of a magical experience. Okay, what time is it? All right, I gotta go. And then they're gonna go out with their friends or whatever. They don't really go back and reflect and do their inner work. They just kind of come to me and they're entertained for a couple hours. They hear the messages, maybe kind of they touch them and they're like little seeds dropped, but they don't really take those and go process them. So a client like that might come and they just, come see me, and then they go back to their life, and they go right back to complaining, right back to hanging out with the misaligned people in their life. They didn't do the work. They didn't listen to the messages. And then maybe I see them a year later and they're like, Tanya, my life still sucks. I think I need to come see you for another clearing. I don't know. It's just nothing changes for me. And then I've got to do that work on this session of telling them, from what I'm seeing and sensing in you, your angels are showing me you've shifted nothing. And so are you ready to do your work? Are you ready to be very mindful of every aspect of your life? And are you ready to do the work of clearing all the things that are not working for you? Are you ready to stop spending your money on drugs and start spending your money on health? Are you ready to stop saying that you don't have enough and start calling in your angels and asking them for assistance, thanking them for it? Are you ready to start believing in yourself and going for the career of your dreams? Or are you going to stay in that job that you hate, that you hated last year, and now we're here talking about it again? Or it could be, are you going to actually leave that relationship that you know is no longer serving you? Or are you going to stay paralyzed in fear and then tell yourself that you're confused another year, maybe 5 years? And so this is what I mean by doing your work. There's very, very detailed guidance